Now, why do merchants want to go digital? Well, it's really apparent, okay? First of all, it's easy to set up, and there's no charge to set it up. Easy to receive through a payment solution. All they got to do is scan your QR code or just take your number and do the transfer. The other thing is save money. Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be fantastic if a merchant had no credit card fees? If they got 100% of the money they were asking for? The fees today are huge, especially if they're giving fees on reward cards. It could be 3, 6, 7, 8% that they're paying. Well, they're going to be able to keep all of that. And one of the reasons they're doing that is because the extra cost for fraud, the extra cost for reward programs, it really costs a merchant a lot of money. Now, we're talking about our merchants wanting to give rebates. Would they be able to give rebates if they were keeping 100% of their retail value as opposed to paying on the credit card? Absolutely they would. This is going to be a win-win for everybody in using this, okay? Okay, digital payments leases are free to the merchant. Extremely low transaction fee, already mentioned, maybe 1 penny. The customer's paying the penny if they're transferring to the merchant. The merchant will have to pay if they want to take some of that money and transfer it into fiat currency, but they may want to keep it because they can now pay with the digital currency to other merchants. They can also pay maybe the rebates back. But once we get this thing going so we can cash it in, cash it out, it's going to be fantastic. So we really got to understand the value of this. Once we have this whole exchange thing factor and we can turn all our digital currency into money, our money into digital currency, and move it around in our own closed loop economy. That's what we've been talking about all along here. Another thing, there's no ID necessary, so that means there's no fraud, there's no bounced payments, there's no chargebacks, which incur losses or purchases and threaten bank relationship. When they come in there and they get a lot of chargebacks, the bank's going to, potentially pull their credit privileges, or they come back and they charge them more, or they get an overdraft payment type of thing. So all of that stuff goes away. Again, I guess I would have to say because we're basically dealing with cash. You got to keep that in mind, okay? But it's a really, really great thing for the merchants that way. There's easy conversion back to fiat currency. That's our whole purpose of talking about this. It's going to cost about 1%. And here's another thing. I'm going to show you this in the next slide too, is that it opens up a large international market. Digital currency is the same all around the world. It's not like every time you have to move something from Canadian to American, you know what that's costing right now, or from American to Euro, you have to do this conversion thing. We just send the same coin all over the world, and then you basically just change it when you want to take it out as a fiat currency.